Welcome everyone to the OWinners webinar. Glad to have each and every one of you here. You're in for a good program today. We've got a topic that I think everybody will like. What we do is we alternate topics. So one topic is more like IT, technical maybe, and then the next week we'll go back to motivation, inspirational. So today is our motivation topic, which is who are you? So we're going to begin with our keynote speaker, who is Dr. Pekam Takusi. She's a pharmacist, but she's also a certified life coach. Lots of inspiration comes from her. I really enjoy hearing her speak. So let's put our hands together for Dr. Pekam Takusi. Oh, did I? Hold on one second. Got to be your co-host. Okay, you can unmute now, Dr. Pekam.
Thank you, Angeline. Thank you, Angeline. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, my Unpassivians, and buonasera, buonanotte, buenas noches. And it's always a privilege and an honor for me to be here on this platform talking to all my Unpassivians. My heart goes to Mr. Ash Mufare for this wonderful opportunity he has given to us all to be his friend. I am very grateful to Mr. Mufare for protecting me, for watching over me, for loving me and accepting me. And not just me, but all of us on this platform. It is always heartwarming when I have to come and talk to my fellow Unpassivians, because I know that we have very, very bright days ahead. And I am so happy and joyful in my heart whenever I think of Unpassive and the bright days we have ahead of us. If you missed Mr. Mufare's updates on August 18th, please do yourself a favor, go and listen to him. After listening to Mr. Mufare on August 18th, I am now extremely confident that I am in the right place at the right time with the right people, following the right leader. And when I say following the right leader, I say that with a crunch, because Mr. Mufare himself sees each and every one of us as a leader in our own right. And when I say a leader, it makes me think about the law of emergence, which is used by birds when they migrate. You see everybody, they all fly together in one accord. You might think there is a leader, but there is actually no leader, because they are all headed for the same destination, which means Mr. Mufare sees each and every one of us to be that leader that we are called to be. But one thing, we are all headed for the same direction. If you listen to that presentation, which he did on the 18th of August, you will agree with me that his choice of words were very strategic and factual. In the beginning of his talk, he said something that really touched my heart. He said, if you're coming to listen to me with any expectations, then I'm going to disappoint you. Very powerful words, because expectations comes from low ego. Expectations come from our need. When we are very needy, we come on the table with expectations, and then we expect the other person to meet up. And when they do, we are frustrated, but we caused it. So he says, come with no expectation. And I totally agree with him, because when you come with no expectation, guess what happens? You're intrigued with every information that you're giving. He said a lot of great things on that day, but I really picked on this one. he said that many companies are going to copy from our blueprints. But are they going to serve like we do? No way. Why? Because at OwnPassive, we serve with the heart. He has a particular purpose and vision for humanity, which makes him stand out. And at this point, I'm going to jump on serving with the heart. I'm now going to comfort with my passion. My name is Fikam Takusi Makia, and I am your friend. I am also your self-esteem expert. I work with people like you from all walks of life, taking them from insecurity to a revelation of their true identity, to discover who they are and who they are called to be, and the role in which they play in their health, their worth, their personal development, and all their relationships. The reason I believe on this is I am totally sold that every human being born of woman on planet Earth to be invaluable. And because I believe that, it was easy for me to connect with Mr. Mufara's vision of uplifting humanity. So I will start by quoting Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill says, before you can inspire with emotions, you must yourself be swamped by it. Before you can cause their tears to flow, yours must flow first. So please, don't be surprised if you see my tears flowing tonight. It's going to be coming from a place of love. And he says, before you can make them have faith, you must yourself believe. And it's on the premise of this last sentence that I start. I do believe. I do believe in Mr. Ash Mufara's vision. I do believe in us as founders. I do believe in OwnPassive. And the reason I say so is because I have a knowing. I have a knowing. Knowing of what? I have a knowing that we are human beings. We are human beings with a brain made up of 2 hemispheres and lobes. The parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, the temporal lobe, and the frontal lobe, which is the crowning achievement of humans. Because we have the frontal lobe, which separates us from the reptiles, we can think. Because we can think, we have the means to access information which is found in the invisible realm to the human eye. Because Mr. Mufara is able to tap into this potential, that is why we are here today. The more I know about myself, the more I know about my brain and your brain, the more I understand Mr. Mufara. Number 2, I have a knowing of the fact that everything already exists in the eternal now. All what is seen comes from the unseen. I have a knowing that everything exists in the quantum, and the particles in the quantum are able to be made manifest in the physical. I have a knowing that when you're able to have one idea in the screen of your mind, focus, you are able to objectify that in the physical world. Because I have that knowing, I totally believe in Mr. Mufara and his mission. I don't know how, I don't have to, but because I know the method, I totally believe in Mr. Mufara. I believe in his cause, and I believe that the world is yet to see something. All great people in the beginning, like they say, he always uses the word disruptor. He is a disruptor of the system. And like every great motivational speaker, I'm always empowering myself. So the other day, I came across a write-up by one lady called Speranza Christache. And she said, disruptors are usually not popular. She said, first, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. Then you win. And when you win, they copy you. That is who Mr. Mufara is. The more we truly connect with his energy of vibration, because we are part of his cycle, the sooner we do that, the quicker it is for our baby to be born. Why? Because whether we understand it or not, our energies are connected and they influence how and when this is going to come into being. And I'm just going to throw it in there. I'm sure most of you know about the story of the wall of Jericho. It says a great people led by two went round the wall of Jericho. On the first day, they went round this wall once. The second day, once. Third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, they went 7 times and then the wall came down. Do you know why? Because on every given day, the number of people who were coming in one accord, coming into agreement, putting their vibration and their energies on the same frequency was increasing until at fullness of time, when they were all in one accord, it happened. When you get to that point, there's absolutely nothing that can stop the wall from coming down. So my dear founders, we all are in this to win it. So let us make sure that we put our frequency of vibration to be in the same level with Mr. Mufara. Let us please connect with his vision. Now, in order for us to truly get to this state of oneness, we must understand who we are. Which brings me to our topic for today. Who are you? I'm going to ask myself, Peckham, who am I? I do agree, I am the consciousness observing what's going on. I am the consciousness observing my thoughts, my actions, and my emotions. But I am not my thoughts, my actions, and my emotions, neither are you. So who are you? Being a graduate student of the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching, where excellence is our mantra, we have a model that was given to us by the CEO of that school, Mr. Bruce Schneider. And he is the one who came up with a model called the Energetic Self-Perception Chart, with emphasis on self-perception. So in order for me to truly understand who am I need to first have an understanding of the self. But I will pause and have a quote said by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, your personality creates your personal reality, and your personal reality is how you think, how you act, and how you feel. He also says that knowledge is the precursor to experience, and knowledge about self is self-empowerment. So who are you? Who am I? With these two definitions, I will now go back to the Energetic Self-Perception Chart by Bruce Schneider. Now that we know the importance of the state of mind, of the collective interest in launching our business, I think it is very important for us to know who we are so that we get rid of any unbelief and resonate on the same frequency with Mr. Ashmufara and bring this baby alive. So according to this chart, at every given moment, we have one of 7 ways that we can think. We have one of 7 ways we can feel, and we have one of 7 ways we can act. So, Mr. Schneider says, it starts from the very, very bottom. You can choose, emphasis on choose, because it's always a choice. The choices you make are up to you. Everybody can take everything away from you, but nobody can force you to think if you know what you're doing. So the first level of it all is the thought process of a victim. Most of us have grown up with a lot of limiting beliefs. We were taught things happen to us that we've just taken, and we have a lot of blocks which make us to be victims in our lives, in our circumstances. We don't see beyond ourselves. We are victims. We are caged. And because of that, we are very apathetic in the way we think and extremely lethargic. Don't want to do anything. We don't see the hope in anything. So why bother? That's the first kind of mindset that at every moment you can choose to stay a victim. Or, like Dr. Joe says, knowledge is a precursor to experience. You can acquire some knowledge and you go to the next level of mindset, which is a conflicting mindset. You can ask yourself, what do I want to do? Is it A or B? What are the different options here for me? But usually people who are at this level are still very, very angry because they think that the world owes them something. And because of that, their actions are very, very defiant. Low level of acting, not a good place to be at all. Because at this level, we don't see beyond ourselves. We are so pinhole focused that we cannot afford to understand anything, any other perspective that is being brought to us. But the good news is there is another level, the third level. It's the level where we start taking responsibility for our actions. We start rationalizing things, why they are the way they are. Things start getting better at this level when we know that, okay, I can be responsible for my actions while you can be responsible for yours. So once you start thinking that way, your feelings and emotions within you start changing. You start having a heart of forgiving. You forgive yourself and you forgive others because you start realizing that everybody is acting from a place of knowing. Whatever they know, that's all they know. So that's why they are acting the way they are acting. So you're very, very forgiving, first of yourself and then of those around you. Because of that reason, how do you behave to the world? What are your actions? You now want to cooperate with those around you. First, you want to cooperate with yourself. You start recognizing the fact that there is a lot you can do with yourself. And once you are able to cooperate with yourself, then yes, those around you also benefit. You can cooperate with others. But there is more. The next level of thought process is you can now start having a genuine concern for yourself. This is the fourth level of mindset. At this level, you start becoming very, very attractive. Everybody starts liking to be around you. You now know that you're genuinely concerned about why things are the way they are. You're very, very sincere. When you have a genuine concern about why things are the way they are, your emotions are those of compassion. You're very, very compassionate. Empathy, everything. You feel that way first with yourself. You forgive yourself for a lot of things that you do that happen to you. You have compassion on yourself. Then you now desire to be of service to other people. A person who functions with this kind of mindset of concern and compassion is of great service to the people around them, to their families, their employers, their communities. But there is more. Once you start getting past this level, then we start getting into the real states where we are all called to be. We now start getting into the creative states. The next level is the level of responsibility. No, not responsibility. We start reconciling. We start reconciling the fact that we are all the way we are. We are born the way we are. The place where we are born is the place that we are born. I'm of dark pigmentation because I was born in Mother Africa. I need this melanin to protect my skin from the harmful rays of the sun. You're up there in the North Pole or South Pole because of the cold with a lot of fur. You need that to protect you, to keep you warm. Depending on where you're born, you start reconciling the fact that we are all different. The way we sound, our accents are for the places where we were born. It is made that way because of our language. Our accent is good for the language that we were born to speak. Once we start reconciling that, emotions that go through us is peace. We have peace, the kind of peace which surpasses all human understanding, because you are in competition with no one. You've reconciled the fact that everything is just the way it is. So what can you do but just take care of yourself, right? Because you have peace, you're very, very acceptant. No judgment. It is what it is. You are the way you are. There is no judgment. At this level, we go past good or bad, male or female, white or black. We go past the duality of existence. We are very, very acceptant. But there is more. The next level, you're now able to start synthesizing. This is where we start getting into the real creative state, the state which I know our CEO is at, especially after what he said on the 18th. If you listen to him, he said everything is already done. He said it with such firm affirmation that he is not wavering. If you connected with his energy on that day, you will know that no principality, no power, nothing is going to prevent Ompasi from coming to pass. He finished before he started. At this level, you have joy. The joy which is within you is your strength. It empowers you. Mr. Mufara has been having sleepless nights since 2018. Why? Because of the joy which is found within him. No medication can give him that. But when you discover the power which is within, like he has found, then your body is able to start producing all those hormones and neurotransmitters and things getting to different states, DMTs flowing. He doesn't need anything. He is so joyful and positive. Exhibits a lot of wisdom. That is who our CEO is. He's got it. We all need to connect. Then the highest level, the highest top pattern we want to have is the level of no judgment. No judgment. At this level, we are all one. This is the divine level. This is where you don't see color. You don't see race. You don't see sex. Everybody is the same. This is the level of the spirit. This is the level where we experience absolute passion and creation. The level of our CEO. This is who we are. This is who we are called. This is who, when the Father, the creator of all humanity, created us, he breathed into us and he gave us dominion. That dominion is over self. First, have dominion over yourself. Be able to make the conscious choices at every instant to uplift yourself. When you uplift yourself, then you're able to uplift your neighbor. You cannot love your neighbor more than you love yourself. And when you love yourself, you definitely love your neighbor because you know your neighbor is you. When you get to the level of Mr. Mofara, we see everybody as one. We want to be a blessing, which is why he is doing what he is doing. He is backed up by the purpose for our existence. When you come to serve humanity in such a way that our CEO is doing, you are backed. You are backed by the Creator. The energy which is within you, the spirit which is within you, the Shakti which is within you, the Chi which is within you. It flows and everything changes. Nothing can stop you. My dear founders, this is who we are called to be. The first two levels, like I told you, is the level of self. If we choose to stay at that level, what a disservice we're doing to ourselves and to humanity. Maintaining low ego? No way. You don't want to be there because you're doing yourself a disservice. Low frequency, you're not going to be able to connect with anything. No faith? Why are you doing that to yourself? On awareness, at this level, we are so unaware because it's all about you. And guess what? It's not about you or me. It's about us. The next two levels, when you're able to go past the first two levels, the level of victim and conflict, then you start getting to the level of self-mastery. You start understanding yourself. Then you start going to a place of awareness, to a place of having, a place of strong ego. But guess what? This is the kind of ego which comes from you understanding who you are as a human. You have strong outer faith, and you have a having of things. Then when you are at this 6th and 7th level, that is the level of self-transcendence. That is the level of being, which is what we are called to be. Hence the reason we are called human beings. We are called to move forward, to climb up the ladder, to climb up Jacob's ladder, to become great, which is what our CEO is giving up the platform to become. Strong inner faith at this level You know that you are, always, always more powerful to do what you're called to do. So here we are. After understanding this chart and applying it at every moment of your life, you realize now how powerful we are as a people. The choice is ours. And like we say at the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching, every moment is describing who we are and gives us an opportunity to decide if that is who we want to be. At every moment, are you choosing to be a victim? The choice is yours. Are you choosing to be conflicted? The choice is yours. Are you choosing to take responsibility? The choice is yours too. Are you choosing to have a genuine concern for yourself and others? The choice is yours. Are you choosing to reconcile that there is no black or white, that everything is? The choice is yours. Are you choosing to synthesize and have a synergic connection with everything? Are you choosing to be judgmental? The choice is yours. We are in always, always more powerful than we know. Now that we know this, let us choose to choose consciously. Let us surrender to the power which is within us. In the West and in Judeo-Christianity, we call it the spirit. In Chinese, they call it the Qi. In Hindu, they call it the Shakti. Regardless of what you call it, it is the divine spirit which is found in each and every one of us, which is seeking to flow through us and out of us. Through it, in it, we live and move and have our being. So, my dear Unperseverance, let us go forth and remember that the choice is ours. Let us join Mr. Ash Mufara and raise the frequency of vibration, because the sooner we do it, the sooner we shall all celebrate. Thank you all. Thank you, Auntie Lynn, and thank you, my dear Unperseverance. Thank you all for the opportunity. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pusi. I think that your message is uplifting, and I also think it's empowering because, as you say, we make this conscious choice how to behave in life and how to respond, and that gives us so much reassurance. So thank you for that lovely message, and I hope that the participants today take it to heart and go home and think a little bit more about what you said today. Thank you so much. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, now we're going on to Tony Monk. And I know Tony Monk resonates with Dr. Takusi, so we would love to hear what Tony Monk has to say at this time.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Wow, Dr. Takusi, you are absolutely amazing and so inspiring. And you do resonate with me, and I'm sure you resonate with a lot of us on the panel here as well. You know, we're talking about motivation and who are we and who am I? And I'm gonna tell all of you who you are. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience, okay? For the longest time, over 300 years, we've been taught by Newtonian theories or Newtonian physics and Darwinian theories that we are human beings first, and we have a spiritual experience once in a blue moon. But it's the other way around. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. So we have to remember that. And once we remember that, then we start to become inspired. And inspiration, guess what inspiration turns into? It turns into motivation. You know, I've always been a person that likes to inspire people. I've been like that since I was a child. Today I work with special needs clients that inspire me very much. And as a result of that, I am so motivated to get up in the morning and go look after these individuals. They're beautiful people. And that's what it's all about. It's all about this love and this passion and that Dr. Takusi's talking about, we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. And once you understand that, you start to realize, holy cow, okay, there's much more than this physical world. We are inspired as founding members to be here in Unpassive, one of the greatest company on the planet. Right here, we're inspired. What does that inspiration turn into? It turns into motivation. We start to become motivated to do these webinars and speak with each other. And someone like that, someone that is inspiring and motivated through inspiration is connected to that divine source that Dr. Takusi was talking about. And when you are in alignment to that divine source, you are more powerful than a billion people who are not. Okay, and it's our job to inspire people as we move forward as founding members, and we're going to do that. I know we're going to do that. We're going to do that through All Bless. Thanks to Chris Johnson, he started a group through All Bless that's going to bless the world in so many ways, and we're going to have a lot of opportunity to help so many people in a large way moving forward with Unpassive. I've been inspired right from the beginning. When I heard Asha's audios, the 2 audio recordings, something hit me. I thought, oh my God, here we go with another sales pitch. But it was more than that. He was actually speaking with heart. And that inspired me. Okay, when I got inspired, guess what I did? I became motivated to do something about it. So I started webinars. I got on webinars. I tried to lead as many people as I could, other founding members, to see the same vision I saw. Not everybody's going to see the same thing we see. And not everybody's going to be on the same level. But as leaders here on the panel, our job is to inspire these people as much as we can to see what we see, or even see just a little bit of what we see. If they see just a spark of what we see, that will motivate them. That'll motivate them to get into the back office and become engaged. And then they'll be on webinars like this, and then they'll come out and actually, become a motivational speaker like Dr. Takusi. And many people here, many founders are absolute amazing speakers. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for having me on again. I'm not going to be going on long here. I'm a man of a few words. So that's all I have to say, Lynn. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Tony. That was short, but meaningful. That's all that counts. And you always speak from the heart. So thank you so much, Tony. Now we go on to Marty DeGarmo, who's going to give us an update, and he can make other comments as well. You can take the floor now, Marty DeGarmo. Are you available, Marty?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Just took me a while to find my mic.
Alrighty.
Anyway, yep, I'll do the update from last week from actually before. He came on the webinar and he said this webinar is being recorded, and this version here will probably be seen by lawyers and some government officials, and sometime in the future will likely be viewed by public. He said, disclaimer, I'm here to share the facts on the corporate side and transparent. What we have for you is much bigger than what we thought, what you think. That's an understatement of the world. He said, during this journey, hold on a minute. Dawn? That's live in my house. There's more dark nights than there was bright. He went through a lot of stuff. Obviously, if you can even imagine building something that's never been built before. Something with like 10 unicorn companies on one platform. It's amazing. He said they sustained many attacks at all levels. Most of the damage was done by founders within. You would think, how could that be? But You know, it's just the way it was. And that's why it's so important when we say something, we try to tell the truth. There's some stuff we don't know, obviously, but it doesn't hurt anybody to say, I'm not sure, or I'll get back to you, or we just don't know. We'll know when we need to know. But, you know, some pretty bad times for him, but he kept going. And it's just amazing how someone would spend millions of dollars, devote 4 years of his life, countless hours, sleepless nights, to complete strangers and helping people become financially independent, and in turn, helping and blessing other people. It's amazing. He said at this point, and from now on, no amount of money in the world can intrigue him to change direction or philosophy. And that's a big deal. I mean, a lot of people build a company, not many like this. They get to a certain level, they sell it, goes out on the stock market, and they become instant millionaires, billionaires, whatever. It happens every year. That's not him. He didn't do it for the money. He did it to empower others and to change humanity, which is a big deal. We cannot have average, he said, not for money or investment, but for the integrity of the company. They're debt-free. Thanks to God, we're in a powerful position. That's an understatement. We're in a very powerful position. He said if we had to, we could build 5 more on passives. That's crazy to even think of that. Starting next week, we'll have a website twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. And eventually done in your domain, rotating all around the world with all different advertisement. It's amazing how big this is going to be, and all done for us, all the heavy lifting, all the stuff that marketers out there just, it's the hardest part of the business is trying to get traffic. All going to be done for us. Absolutely amazing. He said many things are being done behind the scenes, from 400 to 500 products. He said we will have a major impact on humanity. Historical inventions. Comparing to like the light bulb, Henry Ford, the steel people. I mean, and the cool thing about it is we're not watching a movie, we're not reading a novel, we're in it. We're part of it. It's amazing. I wish people wrapped their head around with it. We're actually in this. It's not they're doing, they did, it's us right now. And it's a beautiful thing. So enjoy the journey. Suck it up. You know, so many people I think are missing the good part of this business. You're going to be able to say, I was there then. He said we have 10 products market level right now, 2 more sprints, and we will be above market level on 10 products. A sprint, which I learned through the OTech Pros, about 2 weeks. So in about 4 weeks, take off to, looks like in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we'll have 10 products above market value, which is amazing. Month of October, OConnect will be above Zoom value. That's amazing. Building that is such a big deal. I don't think people realize all the technology it takes to get a Zoom type product where you have many, many cameras and different pages and people moving and talking, and it's a pretty cool thing. And what Mr. Before did, the tech team, is took a Zoom and just blew it off the map. It'll have everything and stuff that we couldn't imagine. Being able to speak in one language and going to somebody else in another language. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. I lost my voice completely this morning, so I'm probably going to lose it again. Wait a minute. Let me see what we have. Teleprompters, whiteboards where I can draw on a board and say, well, here's what I think. And somebody completely in another country can draw on the same board and say, well, what about this? Really cool stuff. Really state-of-the-art things that will change the world. He said events coming up in September in Hyderabad, big events. They're still advertising. They're advertising their marketing for the building the brand. In a couple of months, they're doing something really big. I'm not going to say it here because this is a public forum, but tens of millions of dollars are going to be spent on our behalf sharing these products. And all we do is people come onto your organization, they buy, you get a commission. It's that simple. The more people come, the more commission you get. And it's unlimited. Most companies, they have one product and very quickly it gets saturated because everybody has the same web page. Everybody's doing the same product. And eventually it's just everybody saw it. If they want it, they got it already. For them passive, there'll be a new product every month. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. He said marketing campaigns will continue in India, Dubai, and the US and other locations. He's got a friend of his coming down from Canada this week that he's worked with he's known him for years. He runs a big advertising company where you get traffic. And I'm not talking about someone where I could get traffic. I mean, we're talking big companies. And Ash is working with him this week. He also said if people would listen, he said in 90 days we'll have 4 more operational locations. And you might ask yourself, why is he building so much locations and areas? And it's called a foundation. It's pay now, so you can play later. When this thing launches, he wants it ready to bring in, be able to handle as many people as up to a billion people. That's a big deal. Many companies I've been in that had a launch or a pre-launch or whatever, all of them were gone within 6 months. And because of preparation, they couldn't handle it or something wasn't right. The money didn't work out. The mathematics didn't add up. Algebra can't and won't do that. And we need to thank God he's that way. He said within a few years, planning to have our own merchant and banking system within. All AI driven. That's huge. I mean, that's absolutely huge. That means at that point, go in, lock the door, you're on passive land, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, buy what you want. It's amazing. Security, it's coming. We're every day it's getting closer and closer. It's always going to get better while we're running. I think people hear something, they go, oh my God, it's going to be another 7 years. That's not what was said. It was never said. He's saying while we're going, even while we're selling and commissions are being paid, it's constantly stacking the cool. It's going to get better and better and better and better. Every day, day by day, month by month, year by year. They want to stay 3 to 5 years ahead of everybody else. These big companies right now are in negotiations and chatting within themselves. What do we need to do? And they're realizing what they need to do is what Mr. Mufaro did from scratch. That's what they're going to find out. And how do you change philosophy from, I want to make as much money as I can, as cheaply as I can, at a very low cost, and something that kind of burns up so the customer has to get more? That's not on passive. It's a totally different philosophy to any other business on the planet. Giving people what they want at the best value. Shouldn't that be normal? It should be normal. So that's what we're in. That's the company we're in. He also wants to keep it secure that whoever's dealing with the money's going out, it's not the same people dealing with the money coming in. Very good. Very good for me and you. Because it's security that way. As Rifar said, Unpassive will give you the most value in your life. He didn't blink his eye when he said it, and I believe it. He's going to have a AI menu bar, which I believe, in my opinion, when you log in, you have a menu across the top of your computer. It will be made by Unpassive. And you can click anywhere you want and go anywhere you want. That's what I believe. Anyway, that's all I got. And I'm just about to lose my voice again, so it happened. Great time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you for saving your voice all day so that you could say a few words to us tonight. We appreciate that. I know you couldn't get to 360 today, so your voice was completely gone. So again, we appreciate that you saved your voice just for our webinar. Thank you. Now we go on to Oliver Fonte. He'd like to say a few words.
Hi, everybody. I want to thank everybody that are here in the house with us today. And I want to thank Dr. Pickham. You blew my mind with a new word that I got from you today. Mr. Ash Mufara is not a crazy man. He's a disruptor of the system. Thank you for all the speakers, Marty, Tony. I want to say thank you all with the powerful words that you've shared with us today. Our topic for today is motivation and who are you? And who am I? I am a proud, Unpassive founder. I am a proud, Unpassive reseller. I am a proud, Unpassive customer. With a CEO, let me borrow Dr. Pickham's word, that is a disruptor of the system, which is true. The CEO is a disruptor of the system. If you look at what Unpassive is all about today, with disruptive products, and with the products are also have disruptive futures, products that are above market value, products that are above all the other products that you can think about that are in the market today. Who are you? Who am I? A proud founder. A proud founder in a company that will not go to the stock market. A proud founder that is in a company that is going to respect customers. A founder that is in a company that honor their employees. A company that the founders love. And a company that doesn't think much about profit, but about humanity. That is who I am. And that is who we are, Unpassivians. We should be proud to be Unpassivians. That for past how many years, since 2018, we have that faith and hope and the loyalty to the company. Until today, the 1.4 million founders Plus, we still have that hope, that trust, and loyalty to the company. That is who we are. That is who I am. That we have that patience. And we can listen to the CEO that he's taking us through this journey. Despite all what he is going through, he'll come out and talk with us, and will talk to us with smiling face and make us not to understand what is going on behind the scene. As an IT guy or an IT specialist, I can imagine what he is going through in his life or his normal day, Monday through Sunday. All the difficult times that and what he is going through in his life to make us, to give us value in our life and to give us that financial freedom for life and to give us that freedom also. That what I need to do to go to my back office, play with it, see the webinars that are there, look at the updates, familiarizing myself. Like we learn every day. Like today, I didn't know much about the calendar, but when I talked to Marcien today, Marcien showed me the calendar. We learn every day. That's why I keep telling people, go to your back office. That is who we are. This is your business. This is your business. You own a domain. You own a domain name. Maybe we don't understand who we are. I own a domain name with your website that will be playing on top of it. I'm a 9-to-5 IT guy. Never, when I went to school to be an IT person, IT specialist, I didn't know that I'm going to own a business. Even owning a domain name with a website that is dynamic, that will be running on that website on daily basis, different website that will be changing. That is who I am, and that is who we are. That privilege, that honor that Mr. Ashbufara has given us. OnPassive is going to be the biggest company that you ever think of, or mankind can ever think of on this planet Earth. And we are founders. I am a founder, a proud one. We are all proud founders. That is who we are. That is who I am. A company that will not go to the stock market. Stock market, you have a lot of regulations that are going to restrict us, the founders. The CEO said, and he has been consistent with that. We will not go to the stock market. Regulations, stock market regulations are not going to stop us or prevent us from making our money. In a subscription-based business, that is the super giant, the biggest company that mankind has ever seen on this planet Earth. That is who we are, and that is who I am. We should be proud of it. A company that is going to the market with more than 1 billion. That is who we are, and that is who I am. We should be proud of Mr. Ashbufara. I will pledge or beg each and every one of us to keep praying for him every day, that God should give him that wisdom to continue to carry this good work that he is doing. And to our techs in Hyderabad, and those who are working, Mohammed Kamal, that they are running every hectare going, the guys in the lab technicians that are running from day to day in the desert, forest, to make our life and to give us value. OnPassive gave us OWinners. OWinners not only to founders, but to the market. That you become a founder, you can use OWinners also to bless people, to replicate yourself. That is who we are, and that is who I am. OnPassive that has a virtual mall. You come to OnPassive for one product, you see yourself buying almost all products that a company will need. CEO will come to buy 1 or 2 products, they end up buying almost every product that they need. And we also own a data center. We have everything. OnPassive, everything is owned by OnPassive. We have control over our business. Maybe we don't understand. People will not understand. I keep saying this. People will not understand what we have. We are OnPassivians. Be patient. Be patient. We are fine. Good things is just here. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel already. The day Mr. Ash Mufara will come and tell us, go and activate your account. Let me talk like Michael Williams, drop the mic. That day, your life will never be the same. That is who we are. And I want to tell everybody, if you go to bed, don't think anything anymore. Financial stress, throw it at one side. Because now we are there already. Don't bother yourself financially. Go to bed, sleep well, or what you can think, how you are going to replicate yourself and how you are going to touch lives. Like he told us, fill your tank. Fill your tank. Why does it ask to fill our tank? You change your zip code. If you are driving a Toyota, go to a Lexus. Or go to a Mercedes Maybach. If you want to travel, travel first class. Be comfortable. OnPassive, the biggest company that will go to the market with more than 1 million customers. Never heard of. Never heard of. We should give ourselves a hand of applause for that. The other companies, they started with 50,000, but we are going to the market with more than 1 million customers. We founders are also customers and resellers. We are going to the market with more than 1 million customers. And with that 1 million customers, the 1 million customers, we can keep this company running for the next 2-3 years and we'll still make our commission. Can you believe that? The structure that Mr. Ash Mufara has put in place. That is why I'm proud to be OnPassivians. That is who we are. That is who I am. Respect. A company that will respect their customers. That our data, that they are not going to sell any customer, including we, the founders, our data to anybody like other companies are doing to make money. Our CEO also has been consistent with that no data, no customer data will be, that are going to sell them. We should be proud of ourselves. I will leave us now with one good proverb from the CEO. Think big, dream big, think positive, reverse your dream. If you have any dream, it's only with OnPassive that you can realize that dream. Thank you, Lynn. Thank everybody that is here today. Bye.
Thank you, Oliver Fonte. You covered quite a few points, and there's a lot of reasons for us being very proud to be OnPassivians. So thank you very much. It was a very powerful speech. Next, we go on to to Bob Takusi, who is our other host. I just gave you a degree, and I didn't charge you anything for it. Better say thank you.
You want to dress me in borrow drops? Oh man, this was very electrifying. Thank you, Dr. Pekam Takusi. I'm proud to say that I'm your brother. Thank you, my brother Tony. It's good to see you. I see you looking very good. It's good to have you back. Thank you, Brother Marty. Thank you to my brother Oliver. That was, I don't know what else you want me to say after listening to, from you. Thank you to all those who've helped us to put this webinar together. Thank you to all our guests here tonight, our followers. Thank you to all the OWinners. It's good to be here. Let me start with our two motivational speakers, Dr. Pickham and Brother Tony. Tony Monk says, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are spiritual beings. That's who we are, having the human experience. And Dr. Pickham says we should raise ourselves, the level of our self-transcendence, and discover the power within us. These two thoughts, these two schools of thought made me have a flashback when I joined OnPassive. When I joined OnPassive for the first time and I was trying to figure out myself around and listening to the presentation for the first time, three things were very evident, 3 or 4 things were very evident. Number one, OnPassive is unique. There is nothing out there like OnPassive. We all know that, everybody knows that. There is nothing like OnPassive. The structure, everything that Mr. Ashmofara is putting together, the infrastructure, the way it's built, everything about OnPassive is unique. We live in a time now where everybody is trying to be creative. People are creating apps, all kinds of stuff. Everybody wants to be relevant. So when you want to come to the world at the stage, at the pace, to have the magnitude or the impact that we're going to have, you come with something unique like OnPassive that has never before seen technology or idea. Number two, technically, what Mr. Mufara is telling us that he's building and developing one stage to the next, technically, it is possible. And I say this, just like my brother Oliver said this, will affirm with me because we are in the industry. We've been in the industry for almost a quarter century. So we've been around companies that build these kinds of systems. We know the process, we know the possibility. It is true what Mr. Mufara is saying. Technically, it is possible. It can be done, and they are doing it, and we are seeing it. And then the price. You see that Mr. Mufara attaches value for him. It is the value. He brings this, everything together. Top scale production, delivery, everything is above value, market value, but the price, because we are reversing the trend, the thought process. We are more profit customer oriented, the price. But what hit me at the time was the compensation plan, the old one that we had online at the ebook. At least when we studied it and looked at it, the generosity of that plan at the time, which they have told us now we should discard it and multiply whatever number we have by 10, that plan actually blew my mind. And it was then that it dawned on me that Mr. Mufara has a purpose, a mission. And that mission is to uplift humanity. The generosity of that plan told me that there's going to be too much money. And guess what happens with money? When you run into too much money, it magnifies you. Remember, we're trying to figure out who am I? Who are we? Money magnifies you. If you are good, if you're a good person, caring, loving person, you'll be the best. If you are not, if you are the reverse, you'll be worse than what you were before. But thankfully, our founder, Mr. Ash Mufara, like Dr. Pickham was saying, has attracted those that are in the same realm like he does. At the OWinners, we believe that those of us who are here, the 1.4 million founders who listened to this dream and saw it, are those who were attracted by Ash Mufara's spirit. When your natural predisposition is not to give, when that thing inside you, your natural predisposition is to help somebody, is to uplift somebody, is to help mankind. Because that's who Ash Mufara is. If that's not who you are, you would not see what unpassive is. So Mr. Mufara has attracted us in his spirit. And that is who we should be. Dr. Peckham told us that he's at the divine level. The divine level. So everything to you is the same. You are at that level where we are all one, black and white, mixed race, everybody is the same. You are at the level where you are at peace. Can we all get to that divine level? If we believe in Ash Mufara, I think that's where we should get to. There is a group that is at its infancy, it's been set up. The Missionaries for Africa always say this. They're setting up shop as we speak to help us realize who we are. Every single country in Africa should come on board because they're building that template, a template that we're going to replicate. Mr. Mufara wants us to replicate ourselves. We're going to replicate throughout Africa. They already have a structure in place. We are doing it the Ash Mufara way. They are doing it the Ash Mufara way. Have a structure in place, different teams, audit committees, secretariat, everything is set up so that we can magnify ourselves through that across Africa and all over the world. So my message here is, let us get ourselves who we are. Let us get to the divine level, just like Ash Mufara. And I'm going to leave you with something that a friend of ours here, I haven't seen him today, Mr. John Butakis of Australia. He's a good friend of mine. I'm not sure if he's here. He sends me good messages every day, motivational messages. I'm sure he does so to all of us. I'm going to read something that he sent to me that, makes sense for us to read it now. Good morning. Here's your daily motivation for today. It's your friends that make your world, especially within Unpassive. Your own positive energy will compel things to turn out the way you desire when you are surrounded by positive people. Choose your environment with care. Your environment is your mental feeding ground. It is where all the food that goes into your mind comes from. Choose your environment with care, one that is positive, one that lifts you up and gives you wings to soar. Create favorable conditions through your association with others. Avoid people who belittle your ambition. Small people always do that, but the really great people make you feel that you too can become great. We shape our buildings and they shape us. And then there's a picture Once in a while, something happens that changes the world dramatically. This is one of those things. On passive. Back to you, Angeline.
Thank you very much. Appreciate those words. And I believe the people here listening today heard your message. You know, it's very heartfelt and well expressed. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, now we go on to what we call our open mic. This is the chance for us to hear from you, our participants, our attendees. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We just ask that you refrain from discussing support type questions related to unpassive. Things like, I'm having issues with my password, or I can't get into the back office. Things like that. This is not the forum for that. So let's just share meaningful thoughts and opinions here, preferably on the topic tonight. So we're going to open it up. We ask that you try to keep your comments and questions to about 1 or 2 minutes, because we believe that's enough time to get your points across. Okay, so we're opening it up to the floor now. You will raise your hand and then we will ask you to unmute and you can go ahead and speak. So again, we're here to hear from all of you, your thoughts, your opinions. This is your time. So we'll take it to the gallery. Let's see what the gallery looks like. All right, everybody wave. Let's get our energy going. We've been sitting a while. Stretch, everybody stretch. Get the oxygen going, get the muscles working. Get the energy back. I know we've been sitting a while, but I'm glad that we've got Gladys Naboro, and she's got her hand raised and she wants to talk with us. Go for it, Gladys.
Thank you so much, Lynn and Sister Sylvie Wanchi. Thank you, Uncle Bob and Brother Olva, Madi, and all. You know, Dr. Beckham Takusi, I cannot forget you because you really get me moving when you start speaking. And all the attendees, thank you so much to see you here. Always nice to come to OWinners. And today's topic is who you are, like who are you? So when I think about that question, my conclusion is who I am now is who I will be when the apples come. I don't want to start from the beginning because many speakers have already spoken. So what I'm looking at is asking myself, what foundation do I have now, today? Because suppose our CEO came and said, tomorrow or next week, we're gonna activate our accounts. If I don't have a foundation, a strong foundation of who I am today, I will not be successful or do anything different. Look at the people who have won lotteries here in the US. I urge you to Google and check those who won the lotteries. Just ask that question on Google, where are they now? And read their stories. Many of them, they are miserable than before they won the lottery. So my goal is to have a good, solid foundation because we have already seen and we know why Unpassive was started in the first place. We have seen our CEO, Ash Mufareh, the passion that he has is to uplift humanity, is to empower many people to go out and empower others. And as founders, in order for us to have that strong foundation, we have tried to, there are many groups. We have OWinners, which is one of our, it's the crown of Unpassive, a platform that will help us to uplift humanity. And we have OWinners, the one with that Chris Johnson runs. We have Unpassive Angels, and we have Missionaries for Africa. We have the California Angels. We have many groups. But as Africa, we have said this is the time for us to come together. This is the time to hold hands and carry this vision around the world, to uplift our continent, because we have begged for so long. And when you beg, what you get is so little. But now that we have this opportunity through OnPassive, we are coming together, all countries from Africa, and the missionary has nothing to do with religion. It's founders of goodwill who are willing to uplift humanity by coming together and carrying the vision of Ash Mufare and O Bless around the world. And the credit will come right back to OnPassive and O Bless. So thank you so much, Dr. Beckham Takusi. You spoke some things, I took some notes that I'm going to really sit and ask myself questions. Thank you so much, and glad that we have you. You know, we are blessed to have you often, free, without paying. Thank you so much.
I was muted. Okay, thank you, Gladys. Thank you for sharing with us. We appreciate you very much. Now we go on to Abraham Pausi. You can take the mic. You have your video. Can you turn your video on? Then I can spotlight you, Abraham. You can unmute yourself. Got your video?
I want to put off the video. In
Try.
fact, it's or you want to see my face? Do you insist,
Yeah,
please?
it would be nice.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
It
yes,
is
yes.
it's something to I'm at GMT, you know, so it's too late. I don't want you to see my ugly face, you know. However, what matters certainly is what I would share, what I want to share, right?
Right. We excuse you today. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Anteline, especially as I have less than 2 minutes. So you have even, you know, taken off some of about 15 seconds.
No, you can have a full 2 minutes. No problem.
Right. Thank you very much. Good evening to everybody. I have a special thought about my mom, my mother, who made me to become whom I am before all, because certainly without my mom, I don't think I will be here to talk. And also thank you very much to our CEO, Ash Mufare, without whom I would certainly not be here. Most appreciated are the different contributions that have been made. I think Dr. Takusi, she showed us an overview in a very philosophical manner of who we are, our different dimensions, the physical, the psychic, the spiritual, the psycho-spiritual, the physical-psychic, and all what. And I think that's all what we are indeed. But my concern now, who am I as of this date? I really don't know, and I cannot define myself. I'm very worried about whom I will become in a few months to come. And I think that is there's a lot of concern for me as an individual as compared to whom I am at present. Because I know I'll become somebody completely different. There will be no point of comparison between whom I am today and whom I will become in just a few weeks to come or months to come. The challenge will be, will I be able to position myself as a founder of OnPassive with all what OnPassive is? I don't need to go into the details. The dimension, the vision, the mission, what I'm invited to, the role I'm invited to play as a leader in my community. Whom am I? I need to define myself very finely so that I should be as close as possible to the vision of Ash Mufare. Faithful to myself and faithful also to the company that gave me the opportunity. Thank you very much. It's a contribution, and I would like to say something just to share that we are meant to build each other together, not to tear each other apart. We are meant to build each other together, not to tear each other apart. As human beings with all our shortcomings, it's easier to tear than to build individually and collectively. And I think that we are warned not to become mean people who were before, but to become better human beings so that humanity will be proud of having known founders, not only founders by name, but founders from their value, what they have brought in, with the opportunity that they have, that I've got. If I have no opportunity, if I don't have the resources to serve humanity, okay, maybe people will say that, okay, you could have done what you can. But now with all the resources, the scope that I've been given, I think it's very important for me to rediscover the best version of myself and be a valuable human being. Thank you very much. I wish just the same, humbly, to all of us here present and those who are not. Thank you very much. Love from Bamako.
Thank you, Abraham. That was pretty deep, and I do hope that when we do enjoy those apples, that we will not change for the worse. The idea is to get better, continue to be ethical and honest and true to ourselves, even though there's a lot of apples everywhere around us. That is, I think we can maintain that. I think we're a good bunch here, and we have the heart that Ashmafar has. So I think we'll be okay. Thank you, Abraham. Now we go on to Latoya. You can unmute yourself, Latoya. And if you want to show us your video, we'd love to see what you look like.
I'm not in a good position to be on video, but thank you. I appreciate that opportunity. I'll need to start dressing professionally. Technically, I am at work.
All right, go ahead. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. So that's what I was going to share. I was going to share thinking about my motivation and who I am as a global founder of Unpassive. I'm at the end of the day, I'm a very wealthy business owner. I'm a social worker by profession. I have never thought of myself as a business owner. I've never had the aspirations to own a business. That's just not what I ever thought was in the cards for me, but now here I am for $97. So what does that mean? I can do whatever I want. And with the understanding that I thrive, Ask thrive, the company thrives, the business thrives when we all work together and all do the right thing. And so we're all business owners all together working in this amazing community. So that's how I see myself fitting into this picture and who I am as a founder. And then finally, I wanted to ask Sister Gladys or Oteko Bob Kitusi, if you wouldn't mind posting any information you might have about the Missionaries for Africa and O Network. I do like my CEO says, and I try to go there on a regular basis, and I would love to look up one of your names to see what you all have going on. So if that was a possibility, I would make that request of you all. Thank you.
Certainly, Latoya will do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Latoya. All right, I don't see any more hands up. Do any of Bob, Oliver, did you want to say any final words before we wrap it up?
I just want to say these are just some pretty exciting times. We should all just relax. I think we have the best captain of our ship. We should just relax and trust the process. He's making the right moves. Each and every move that our founder makes is well calculated. He's making assurance double sure constantly, to make sure that when he turns the switch on, it never goes off, So like my brother Oliver always says, we are fine. We are indeed fine, my dear Unperseverance. So we should just enjoy this moment. These are moments that maybe in a year or so from now, we're going to enjoy sharing this moment, the moment where we're all sitting in wonderment, waiting and waiting and, you know, thinking and thinking. There'll be a time where we are going to cherish this moment. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's just get together with our CEO, like Dr. Peckham said. Let us all synchronize our what did she call it? Our energy, you know, synchronize it with our CEO so that it will propel him, you know, to get us to our destination as soon as possible, but with absolute perfection. Because that's what we need now. What Mr. Mufara needs now is perfection. There's no room, absolutely no room for error. Remember the imagery we have of the rocket? There's a rocket image that we have in one of our pictures online. I believe that image is there for a purpose. You know, the rocket, when the rocket launches, it launches out of perfection. If there's one single error, what happens? That's our unpassive. Unpassive is going to get off and the world changes. So let us let our CEO do what he knows how to do best. He's setting everything up for us, he's putting everything up for us so that we can have very, very beautiful sleep for the rest of our lives. So I will send it back to you, Auntie. And that's just all what I have to add. You are muted.
Thanks. So once we know that we're in a good place, the whole point is that we can enjoy what we're going through, you know?
Yeah.
It's such a joyful journey that I'm on, and I hope that you guys are on it, that same joyful journey that I'm on,
Yes.
filled with peace and with anticipation and positivity. You know, I wake up every day excited and so glad to be part of Unpassive, and I hope you all feel that same excitement that I have. But again, have that belief, have that confidence and faith in Mr. Mufara. His vision and his heart for humanity is pure. It's just amazing. And we are blessed beyond words to be part of this great company run by a tremendous leader. So we're so grateful to have all of you here today. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take it to the gallery. And I am going to say our thanks before we do our prayer. So after the thanks, we're going to have a prayer by Father Bless. And if you don't want to be part of that prayer, we respect that. You can just leave. But I want to let you know prayer is coming up. So right now is our thanks period. I want to thank Bob Takusi and Oliver Fonte. They are the ones that started this webinar and create the topic and the speakers and the lineup and everything. And that's a labor of love. Thank you, Bob and Oliver, for doing that for OWinners. I also want to thank Marcienne Hemabu and Sylvie Wanji. They are our co-hosts, but most of all, they are our greeters. Sylvie did a great job. She had to do it all alone because Marcy was not be able to make it tonight, but Marcy was here in spirit, right, Sylvie? She was right there helping you every minute. So we love Marcy too. And we also want to thank Marty DeGarmo. He had to leave, evidently, but he was here for most of it, and he helps us because he helps us use the corporate account. And this is why we can live stream to 20 channels and get the word out so effectively because of Marty. Thank you so much. Thank you to Jerry Templor, who stayed with us tonight. I see him right there. And he is, his professional name is DJ Skeeper. He's been doing the music for us before we begin. So those of you who came in late, just know that there was live music. It starts before we officially begin live streaming. Because of YouTube copyright rules, we're not able to record his music, but it is wonderful. So if you missed it, just come back next time and come on time and you will be able to enjoy his music. So thank you again, Skeeper. I also want to thank our keynote speaker today, Dr. Peckham Takusi. She inspires and motivates all of us, and she has a heart for humanity as well. You can hear it in her words. So thank you so much, Dr. Peckham Takusi. I also would like to thank now our chat guardians. We used to call them chat police or whatever, chat cops, but we said, let's call them chat guardians. And the chat guardians are the ones that monitor our webinar chat and our YouTube live chat. It is headed by the commissioner, we're calling him Commissioner John Barilla. And John Barilla, I'm going to give you a few moments to speak. And you can say who was on your crew tonight and say a couple words because we appreciate you.
Sure. Thank you, Lynn. Very interesting topic, and all those who spoke tonight. It was just very, very interesting and meaningful. And I learned a lot and felt good about it all when I listened. When I could listen, because I was kind of jumping around and busy. But I want to thank all of the chat guardians that helped me tonight. And I want to throw Tony Monk in there too. He's always helpful in the chats whenever he's on a Zoom. But all the folks that helped on YouTube, oh, they were really great tonight. They were jumping all over the different channels back and forth. Just thank you, everybody. That's all I got to say. Thanks.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much. And we also now want to thank our contributors. Our regular contributor is Tony Monk. We appreciate him. He's here every week to say something meaningful to us. Thank you, Tony. And lastly, I would like to thank Myra Aquino, who does our graphics. Myra, do you want to say a couple words? You can.
A simple word of gratitude. That's who I am. I'm always grateful. Besides, I wanted to say hello to everybody first. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. I'm blessed and very grateful tonight, and I love hearing Mrs. Takusi speak. I think when I get my apples, I think I'm going to be talking to her. I love her. She's inspirational. She's powerful and very, very, a very good, coach. And I can see her, I can feel it. I can see her energy, her vibration. I love it. Thank you, Mr. Takusi and Oliver. You're always fighting me up. You can be the cause of me staying awake very late, and having like a little lack of sleep lately. Thank you, Lynn and Sylvie. You are also, my sisters. I love you a lot. And I think you know that by now. And if I had to answer that question, who I am, I think I'm both the physical experience that I'm living as a human being and the soul, my joyful soul and grateful soul. And that I can put apart because I'm very in touch with myself and the creation. So I just want everybody to stay humble. Always remember when the apples come to really believe who they are and continue to be who they are, and don't let anything change them. Continue to do good for yourself and for others. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And I want to just say a little bit about Myra, because Myra has been with us for a few months now as far as helping with graphics. And I used to do the graphics myself, and I tell you, I suck at graphics. It's just not my thing. And it takes me hours to produce something that's really marginal in quality. So when Myra came around and she offered to help, I said, oh my gosh, what a godsend she is, because she helps produce the graphics for several webinars that we run on a weekly basis. She made this beautiful Zoom background that you're enjoying today with the beautiful bright colors. I love it. I love it. And she also is so patient with me, because sometimes I'll say to her, oh, can you change the graphic? There's a little bit of a change in the information, or can you do this for me? Put somebody's picture here and there. She is so patient with me, and I just love her for her accommodating me. So thank you so much, Myra. And your work in doing this graphics goes a long way. It's promoting all these webinars, which means that more people will be blessed by the information and inspiration that these webinars provide. So we thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And finally, I would like to thank the people who promote webinars, not only OWinners, but other webinars as well. There are people that go into social media and they post about the webinar. They are also commenting on posts in social media, which helps greatly. And they are spreading the word to friends, family, colleagues, etc. about these webinars. Thank you. We do appreciate you very much. And finally, and most importantly, we want to thank the participants who come here week in and week out just to enjoy what we have to share. We appreciate you very much. Lastly, we're going to go now to the prayer. Father Bless is going to do the prayer. So if you would like to not be part of that, this is your time to exit. I think I put him as a co-host. You guys see him?
Yes, I think he's co-host.
No, I thought I did, but I didn't. Okay, now you're a co-host.
Thank you.
About that.
Thank you, Auntie Lynn. Thank you, everyone, all the speakers tonight, and all the participants. Who are you? My takeaway throughout the webinar today is we are called to be one. And that inspired me a prayer, be one in unity. That's what I'm sharing with you now. Let us pray. Oh Lord, give us a blessing so that our words and actions be one in unity, and that we be able to listen to each other. In so doing, we shall, with good heart, work hand in hand to face the future. In the presence of the outside, we are for all people, the children, the women, and the men. I pray that no harm will come to them, that there be no ill feelings among us. From this day on, may we work hand in hand, so be it. Amen. Thank you. Love you all.
We love you too. Thank you for doing the prayer. All right, now we're at the gallery again. And this is our time to say bye to one another. And it's a precious time. I really enjoy this period. I tell you, it's something special to me. So we're going to enjoy an extended period of goodbyes right now. I'm going to unmute everybody and just enjoy it. Till we see you next week. Thank you. Oh, can I give a little plug for myself? We're having late night chat. It's starting in an hour. It's late night chat with Lynn and Rob. And today at midnight, it's going to be my husband Rob's birthday. So come and say happy birthday to him. And the link is in the back office as well as in social media. And come and join us. It's also on my YouTube channel, the link. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lynn.
Happy birthday, Queen.
Birthday.
Thank you, Lynn. Happy birthday, Rob.
Everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Today was Rob's birthday today.
Powerful
topic today. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you, Monty.
And
All those who's not
Sister
here.
Bridget.
Good night, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night.
Good night, everyone. I'm so glad to be here.
Good
Thank you.
night
Thank you all
from
for
North
everything.
Carolina.
Okay. Thank you. Good night.
All right.
Mr. Hassan Koya India.
Hello, sister.
Brother Momodu.
Hey, sister. I'm here for you.
I put
Was
my
a
number
great
for you.
webinar.
For you.
Love you.
Thank you for coming.
Bridget.
Uncle Bob, welcome back.
Always present, Momodu.
I know.
Yes,
We appreciate you, brother.
Where's your mask,
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Great day to those who are on Thursday today.
Passive is just one.
Hey, Jerry.
John Boyle,
Unity.
Lynn.
the chat commissioner.
John
Sister
Barilla.
Sylvie Wanji.
DM.
Myra Tino.
Brother Blaze.
Love you.
Sister Tina.
Oliver.
Good
Bless
morning,
you too.
Tinango. In
Good
Singapore.
morning, Sylvie. Love
Sister
you.
Greg Lakin.
Good night, everyone. Hugs and lots of momentum.
Good morning from
Bamako.
Hi, Bruce.
Nice.
Bruce. Bruce, oh, hi.
Born with.
We love you, Bruce.
Wake up, Bruce.
Good morning, Casey.
Abraham, why do you throw me like this?
Henry, I caught you today. I always say, Bamako, Bamako, I knew it was you.
Bruce, why you throw me like
How are you,
this?
Bruce?
Good morning.
Abraham, I can't believe you throw your own brother.
Guys.
Love
Good night, Sister Bridget.
Good night.
Great webinar, guys.
Hey, Lynn, thank you very much.
Thank you. Need to win it.
Chat.
Need to win it. That's
Go,
nice.
Bruce.
God
bless you. God bless
We will
Good
win
night,
it.
Sister Myra.
Hey, Myra.
Hey,
Bye.
nice to have you tonight.
God bless you. Great to see you all.
God bless you all too.
Hey, Tina.
From the bottom of my
heart, good night to everyone.
Night, night,
Daddy.
Daddy.
Gladys, good
Love
night, Tina.
you.
Yes, Dr.
Steve,
Benny.
Lily,
Bob.
You can take Abraham out of
Come always
out of
to
Abraham.
OWinners.
Can't wait to retire
Yes.
and visit all of
Huge
you
hug to the
wherever you are.
Special.
A lot of
Love
trips.
Yes.
A lot of trips,
Good
right?
night,
Yeah.
Loretta.
Just
A
the
huge
love
hug
and the
to the
music.
OWinners.
Loretta Belgrade.
Just the love and the music. Please come
Bye for now.
always. Let's
Thank you.
share that
Thank you.
moment
No.
together.
Always lovely to
Yes.
see. Always
Yes.
love to be here. Thank you.
Good night,
Life
Brother
is full
Momodu.
of joy and happiness.
Thank you. God bless you.
Love and
God
peace.
bless you too.
Love and peace in
See
unity
you on Lynn and Rob's
for
live.
infinity. Love you, my
Okay, so
impassive family.
I'll be on the road now. So God bless you. Have a wonderful night.
Good night, Momodu.
Yeah, good night, sister. Have a blessed
Always good to see you.
Good to see you too. You did a
Love,
good
love,
job.
love
God
to
bless you.
everyone.
Kept missing. He's always here.
So
Our brother
beautiful.
Mamadou.
OWinners, we love you.
And he's always working.
Working.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you.
Hey.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Merci, merci.
Bonne nuit.
Yes.
Bonjour.
Brother Hassan.
Oh, bonjour now. Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Farewell.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bonne nuit.
Benny.
See you guys soon. Hopefully at
See you, see you. Thank you.
We'll definitely be there. And
Thank you
Kelly,
for
hello.
coming.
Love you.
Love you all.
See you in 45 minutes,
everybody.
Lynn.
Bye.